are watching Melody Lane. With me you're gonna have a great crafting time.
Hey guys, this is Wendy Vecchi.
Wait till I get ready here.
Okay, she's gonna do a demonstration for us. I got new inks.
Those are the 3 new colors.
And look how pretty that is. Very lively, aren't they?
Yeah, I love these colors. Okay, so I'm just going to give you a quick little chemistry course here on Archival ink. So if you're familiar with distress inks are a dye ink and they're water-based. If you look at my inks, they're also a dye ink, but they're oil-based, so they're acid-free, permanent, and waterproof. So if you have distress and Archival together, they will never mix, and that's why they work together so well. So I'll show you several different ways to use these. So these are a translucent ink, so if you try to put these over black, you're not going to see anything. So I'll show you a really cool way to make them stand out on black. So the first thing I'm going to do is find my pad. And I'm going to choose my image, and I'm going to stamp my image with Glacier White pigment ink. So this is a totally different animal than these inks here. So this is going to be more like a paint. It's very opaque.
It's hard to find those.
Exactly, and if you want a nice bright white ink for stamping on dark surfaces, this is it. Okay.
Can I see the cover again? Show us what it is.
So, Glacier White pigment ink.
Some of that.
Okay. And so it comes with a vapor barrier. You want to save that. That keeps the pad moist, so don't throw that away. Don't pop dot it to the lid because that keeps it off the pad, so it kind of defeats the purpose. So I'm going to work on my Black Magic matte board. This is sold by Stampers Anonymous. The Glacier White is from Ranger. And I'll go ahead and stamp just the leaf portion of my flower here. And I'm just going to give that a quick wipe off. So you can see how white it is. It's really a nice, bright white ink. Okay, so now let's stamp the little flower portion of it. And again, nice and bright white. Thank you so much. And the flower can be used that way, or you can turn it upside down and stamp it that way. So you have a couple different options. Okay, so now I'm going to take Ranger's embossing powder. This is weathered white embossing powder. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and get this sprinkled on here. That pigment ink is going to hold the embossing powder on, so I can go ahead and emboss my image here. And when you look at this, it's a little bit yellow. You'll see when I emboss it, it actually turns to a really pretty white, bright white. So you'll notice a big difference in the color change. Okay, so here we go. The embossing powder is going to start to melt. And I get close with the embossing gun because I want to get done and get it done. Okay, so now my image is all embossed. I'm going to let that cool off for just a second because embossing powder is kind of like almost a ground up plastic, so if I touch it now and rub on it, it would smear. So I want to let that cool off for just a second. Okay, so back to the inks again. Now if I want to put a translucent ink on black, it's not going to show up, but it's going to show up beautifully over my white ink. So we want you to feel this too once it's dry. It's a very textured embossing powder, which is really cool.
Cool.
So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add some color to the leaves, and I don't really have to be very careful because it's just translucent ink. It's not going to show up on the black. So if I just ink my blending tool, I'll just go right over the top of these. I got a little bit on the flower, not going to worry about it. So now I have an image that stands out really well on black. Okay, so that was leaf green Archival ink. And then I'll take my new Garden Patina and I'll ink right over the top of that little flower then. And same thing, you don't have to be really careful because the ink is not going to show up on the black. And you can see that little bit of green that I got on there, I wiped it right away, so not a problem. Give that a quick dry. And that's going to be permanent on there now. So it's another way to use your archival inks on black when you think normally I couldn't do that. And what you end up then is really colorful on black, and it's very textured.
Cool.
So it's pretty cool.
And your embossing powder, so you did say the name of the one you use, that's Weathered White. You said the brand that you're using.
It's from Ranger here.
From Ranger,
Yep,
yeah.
yep.
Weathered White.
Now, is this one done with your mist?
Yes. Well, basically it's just done with my archival inks and the mist over the top of it.
Cool. Oh, and there's the stamp upside down.
Right, exactly. So it works either way.
What's the name of that stamp?
It comes on a set. And you can also buy it wood mounted. It's a cute one because I did the pieces individually, so you could use this with this. You're not stuck with one combination. So there's another smaller flower, and then there's a little center if you want to just put a little.
And all
kind
those
of
sayings
decor.
come on that set because I love that. Life
Yes.
doesn't need
Yep.
to be perfect; it just needs to be happy.
Right, exactly.
That's totally
Yes.
what I
Yeah,
believe.
my stamps all come on a storage sheet like this. So you use it, put it back on your storage sheet. And it's a nice system because you don't just buy them and throw them in a box. I want people to buy my stamps, obviously, but I
Yeah.
want people to use them too. So it's just a nice thing just to be able to flip through it easily and then choose the image that you want.
That is cool. Great way to store them. Smart way to store them.
Yeah, it works really well.
Yeah.
And then I have a product called Stamp It Stencils where you get the stamp and the stencil in the same package. And those don't come on a storage sheet. So we did blank sheets so that you can store your stamps on both sides of that too, so keep all your stuff together. And then you can also store your background stamps on there too. So that works well.
Cool.
I love when designers think through that kind of stuff. Makes it so much nicer.
Excellent. Gotta just play, that's it.
That's right.
Some things work and sometimes it's like, that was not a good idea. There you go.
Thank you.
So other things you can do with archival inks, you can stamp with them, you can stencil with them, you can make really beautiful backgrounds with them. So if I take